Hi, this is your everyday encouragement, and it is Transformation Tuesday. And I love Transformation Tuesday because this is where we come to, or this is the day where we focus on renewing our minds and getting our thoughts aligned with our dreams, our goals, and our destiny. Okay, and so if you weren't with me yesterday, I want you to know that I am doing everyday encouragement from the book, So Happy and Grateful, by my friend and brother Antonio Smith Jr. And this book, I love this book because it is written very plainly, it is written very simply, but it's also written very eloquently. And what it does is it tells you why you should be happy and grateful, and if you're not, how you can get there. But this is not a how-to book, this is a why book. And that is the big thing, because I'm really focused on getting to the why of life, because nobody really cares about your how or your what if they don't care about your why. Why? Because people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care, right? So today I'm talking from chapter 6 of the book, The Law of Expression, which is Earth versus the Real World. And the fifth law of happiness states that whatever is expressed is impressed, and whatever is impressed is expressed. This is a really, really powerful thought, because whatever you impress upon others will be expressed in others. And whatever is impressed upon you, you will express. And similarly, if you express something, it will impress something on others, or it will impress something upon yourself. And that is really important. I mean, that's a really, really powerful understanding. So one of the things that I want to talk about is that you must be willing to die for your dream and be willing to live in happiness while you are ready to die for it. Listen, one of the things that I have a secular career, or a career that I do. It's not my calling, but I do it. I'm good at it. And one of the things that I had to learn, I really had to get this, is that I had to learn to be happy where I was. I had to be happy in the moment. Why? Because every day is the best day of your life. You know, yesterday may have been challenging, but you remember, God gives you a fresh 24 every day, and it helps to, mitigate or erase whatever happened the day before. You have another opportunity. So every day must be the best day of your life. And like the Isley Brothers song said, that if you can't be with the one you love, love the one you're with. That doesn't apply to people, y'all. But what it does apply is to your situations and what you're doing. Because a lot of us we feel stuck. We feel stuck in a place where we're not in our calling, we're not in our dream, we're not in our destiny, and we know it. But in the meantime, while you're trying to get from here to there, you need to be focused on being happy right where you are. Okay? So that's really, really important. And watch this. This is something else Brother Smith writes, is that the person who is ready to be happy the most is the person who will be able to bounce back from failure the most. Remember, failure is not final. And it's not fatal. You have to remember that basically, to use an old preaching idiom, that every setback is a setup for a comeback. So don't get tripped out on when you're falling. Always remember that you can get back up. Always, I like to cite my friend Buster Douglas and fighting against Mike Tyson. That Buster got knocked down, and he basically he went into that fight with nothing to lose, and he thought that it was over, but he got up. And he became the first guy to ever knock out Mike Tyson. Listen, your Goliath may be looming over you, but listen, and even though he may get the first punch in, even though he might knock you down, get up. Put your rock in your sling and knock that rascal out. So let me keep going here. One of the things that you need to do is you need to change your thoughts. I can't stress this. I can't stress this enough. You have to change your thoughts, because everything begins with a thought. Every word that you speak begins with a thought. Every action that you do begins with a word, and then it traces back to a thought. Everything traces back to an original thought. So you have to change your thinking. If your thinking is stinking, give it a bath, clean it up, change it. read something, get connected with people who are going in the direction that you're going, and do something toward your goal every day. Even though you may not be able to do the whole thing, you may not be able to affect a sea change right now. Little steps. Remember, it's the incremental things, it's the small steps, it's the small things that make big change. Okay, so you want to change your thoughts. The second thing is don't be afraid to change your surroundings. If you are in a place that is not conducive to where you want to go, then leave. That means that if you're in a job that's not conducive to where you're going, find another job and then leave. If the place that you live is not conducive to where you're going, pack up your bags, pack up your stuff, fold up your tent and leave. Remember, Abram didn't become Abraham until after he left Ur of the Chaldees. He had to get away from his crazy kinfolk before he could walk in his destiny. And the other thing is that you need to change the people. Sometimes you need to change the people around you. And I'm not saying to diss anybody or to put anybody down or look down on anybody. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that you may need to separate yourself briefly from certain people until you can achieve what it is that you set out to do. Listen, dreams, and Brother Smith writes this in this book, dreams are afraid of garbage. In other words, if you have garbage in your life, whether it's the your thoughts, whether it's the places, whether it is the people in your life, you have to get rid of this stuff. And because dreams are afraid of garbage, dreams don't like drama. You have to be prepared to set some things aside. And watch this: if you really want to help those around you, you may need to separate yourself from them so that you can get better and come back and get them and bring them and help bring them into their wealthy place. You gotta be prepared to change some things, because listen, if you're not willing to change, things won't change. It's real simple. So that's pretty much what I have for you today. I can't overemphasize the importance of getting this book, So Happy and Grateful, by Antonio Smith Jr. This book will absolutely bless you. It is written very simply, it is written very boldly, and it's written very eloquently, and basically anybody from a PhD to a kindergartner can get it. And there are exercises in the book that you could do after every chapter that will help you get to know you, and also help to get you to crystallize your direction and your destiny. So, that being said, and as always, I want you to know that God loves you, and so do I. You're loved and valued. Stay blessed.